everybody, it's Chris here on my channel. It's time for another demonstration video just for you, since I have not done that in quite some time now. And before we start though, I forgot to mention that I showed you in my VHS update that that I showed you the Bugs Bunny's Overtures to Disaster 1992 VHS tape. This turns out to be the final Looney Tunes TV special aired on CBS when it was aired back in 1991. And this turned out to be the last TV special that aired until when CBS decided to, after the contract, due to the contract just ran out, of course CBS decided not to air any more of the Looney Tunes specials. Yeah, but that's because it was running out of contract, so they decided to, well, just to leave it be. And of course, that's just about it. Enough said. Let's get on to this video, shall we? Last week, I was at the place called Kingston Art Collective, and when I was doing my volunteering work on drawing and all that stuff, they gave me this. I bought this one for free because the person who actually had it gave it to me, and this is the way I'm going to show it to you in just a minute here, because this is definitely a very interesting one. This is actually a reel-to-reel tape recorder. This is a very interesting reel-to-reel tape recorder that I actually got for free, and it was given to me from one of the art person. And this tape recorder that you have never ever seen it before on YouTube, and this is not from Japan and not from the United States, it's actually Germany. Yep, this tape recorder is actually made in Germany, and this is a German-made built reel-to-reel tape recorder. And you can see here's the name. I'm going to show you the name of this thing. It's made by a company named Grundig. Yeah, you can see it's a little too bright. This has the Grundig name on it and the word deluxe. Yep, it's got the name deluxe on it. So, and in order to that, I'm going to open it up and see what happens. Here it is. This is something you have never ever seen it before. Does this ring a bell? Here it is. Meet the Grundig reel-to-reel tape recorder model TK247 Deluxe. This is actually a German-made reel-to-reel tape recorder, and this one is from 1967. Yep, this tape recorder is nearly like 52 years old, and it works perfectly. Here's the thing. I cleaned the motor. I think I cleaned out some of the idler wheel on there. I just tried to do some finishing touches on there. Did some little bit of a minor work on there. I cleaned out the idler wheel and all that stuff. I cleaned the heads and everything. I sprayed the control knobs and all the stuff. Everything, it works perfectly. And this is the this is actually a version of this machine. It comes with 2 speeds. First, here's your 2-speed. I'm going to show it to you right now. It's got the 2 speeds. One is for the 3 3/4 inches per second, and one is the 7.5 inches per second. It also came with 0, which is indicated as a power switch, which is the power switch where you can turn off. And here's your buttons included here is M play, which is mono play. I'm not sure. It says manual play, play, record, pause, and start. And of course, it's got your fast wind for fast forward, rewind, stop button. And here's the track switch for your mono 1, mono 2, stereo, and D. I'm not sure what the D is. And it has the volume control, and here's your stuff for the output for that, or auxiliary input for the speaker, or even this one is also used as a microphone. And it's got your manual mono play level. It's a manual play level control, and all the features included. There is also, this is actually a US version. Unfortunately, it has a power cord, but you can see it has the original power cord on there. but there was also a German version, has a German plug. But I'm going to show you the back of it in just a little bit. And there was also a similar model. You know, Richard McIntyre has the exact same model. Of course, it's got the same features on there, but it's printed. You could tell these are printed in English. As you can see, it is printed in English. Here's an example of why it was printed. I don't know what they put this thing in English by far. Here's, for example, the volume control. There's a video on YouTube by the name of ZVUG Game. Actually has the German version of this exact same model. Of course, it's got this. Yep, and here's the level indicator. When you turn on, it doesn't. It used to have a light on there, but that one's completely blown. Well, so I don't have to worry about that. Here's the thing, the volume control. This is actually says American. There's also a version of that has the German words on it instead of that usually American version. This is actually this is the one that was printed in English instead of the German. The German version had this one. It says Lautstärke, means volume. I can't pronounce that in German. I know a lot of you German viewers out there who have not seen this one. It says Lautstärke. That's the means volume. And of course, there's also where's the? I just want to show it to you. There's also a tone control in manual play level. And yep, in Germany, it reads like this. Klang, Klang, Play, Pigga. Oh, that's a... Yeah, there's another... That's actually a German word, if you cannot speak a language here, but... There's also, there's actually a fast forward switch that says fast wind. There's also fast wind, which is on there. And in Germany, in the German version, it says, if you have a German version that had this German word, it says umsploen. That's actually the word is umsploen. And of course, that's the actual word. That in the American version, you can see it's in English, but it's not German. It's only English. It's very, very basic. This is a very, very cool unit from 1968. Yeah, but you could tell. I'm going to show you a little bit of a playback, but I don't have any equipment here. So before I'm going to show you, let's see if I can play this back in action. So once you do, if you want to turn this on, you can switch to a speed to either 7.5 inches per second or 3 3/4 inches per second. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of a demonstration. So let's see if this fires this up. Here we go.
The Red Cross, to you men of the Merchant Marine, you women of the Nurses Corps, to everyone whose courage and fortitude has made it possible to bring the battle closer to the enemy, our thanks. Many of you today are far from your home and those you love. Wherever you are, may the spirit of Christmas cheer you with the faith and hope that shone from the Star of Bethlehem. To all of you, then, every one of the artists just mentioned by Ken Carpenter join me and the Elgin Watch Company in saying to you, men and women in uniform, to you mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, wives, and sweethearts, and to all of you who tend the forges of war, may the next 2 hours bring you some measure of the lyre song that should be a part of this day. With this hope, we bring you the lovely Ginny Simms singing Vincent Heuman's Hallelujah.
And here's your counter on the right side. As you can see, it's on the right side of this machine.
Sing hallelujah, hallelujah.
Like I said, this actually has the one that lights up. Yeah, but that one, it was completely dead. But we don't have to worry about that. Yep, when you pause this, you can hit this button. There's actually a button where you can hit the pause. Yeah, you can pause it. It stops while interrupting this. It's without the you can't hold it. So you can just push the button that has the pause switch. So you can pause you can pause the tape. So the tape can freeze. This actually frozen for a longer period of time. So if you want to unpause it, just hit the button. Okay, let's see if you can do. Fast forward plays well. And the rewind runs pretty fast. And we're going to switch it over to 1 7/8 inches per second. You have to wait till this comes on. And there you go. Once you're done, you have to turn it off. You can switch the speed to 0 and the power turns off. And you have to turn it back on. You have to rewind. Before we do, let's rewind the tape. Yep, this is rapid turbo speed rewind. Yep. The rewind and playback, it actually plays okay, but yeah, when I was recording it onto this one, it plays at a normal speed, but this one is a little bit slow, a little bit too slow, a little bit pitched down to 10 minus 10, but it looks okay, but it looks fine. Anyway, at any rate, yeah, this machine looks pretty cool. And of course, that's the actual demonstration of this unit, of the TK247. And before we're going to show you, I'm going to show you the back of this unit. So hold on a second. As you can tell, this has a handle on there that you can carry with you. Yep, it weighs about like 10 pounds. This tape recorder weighs about 10 pounds. It's not even a portable. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, we're just going to pull the camera down just a little bit. And we'll show you the little thing what's interesting on what's unusual on the back. Yep, as you can tell, this has a voltage switch. See, the back also has a voltage switch where you can switch your voltage for immediate performance. You can see it's focusing very well. And it's got disconnect, it says attention. Disconnect main plug before removing the screw. Keep dry. And this thing also has like yeah, but it's got the screw inside, so you can see these have all the fuses and it has a couple of fuses, and it's got a voltage switch where you can switch it to either 110. Yep, the main voltage is only 110 according to the manufacturer's instructions. According to the manufacturer settings, which is set by the factory, there's a 110, 240 volt, 130 volt, and of course the 220 volt AC line. Which if you're in the international states, yeah, there is actually if you're in international territories, you can see the UK actually has a 247. The 240 volts, and here's your cycles. They're only ranging from 50 to 60 cycles. Of course, 50 or 60 hertz, which is CS or 50 or 60 hertz. Yep, if you're on a 50 CS, that if you're in the European country, the voltage would set at 50 hertz. And if you're in the United States, it only has 60 hertz. If you're in Japan or in the US or Mexico, it's set at 60 cycles per second or something, 60 cycles. It's 50 watt AC. And this is a 247 UN, which is actually United States. This is the US version, but it's not the German version. Of course, there's also a German version of that. But I don't know, if anything, it's a little bit confused. There's a little bit of an information on there, but I know there's a user on YouTube under the name of Richard McIntyre. He has the exact same model. There's also what they call the 247 German. There's also a UN. I don't know if they made this thing. This is an import from Germany. It made its way into the US. But there's also on the back, what's kind of disappointing me is this. It's got 4 DIN jacks are on there instead of the original RCA jack. Yeah, Grundig did not use RCA jacks on it. It's got a DIN jack. And this one is only like 5 or 6 plugs. Yeah, these are DIN plugs. But these are not really exactly RCA. If you want to convert with if you have an adapter that has an RCA plug, yeah, you can go online and buy one of these. And here's the thing. It's got an input for the left and right, and here's your here's the output for number 3. There's the output. There's a microphone on the number 4. I think it has a microphone on the left and right. I don't know if any symbols on there. It looks kind of weird. I don't see anything on this. I don't see any info on this thing. It has the input on there. It was number 4, and it's got 5 or 6. You have a DIN speaker on there. But this is definitely pretty interesting to see a Grundig. But what's on the bottom here, you can see underneath, there's your cord storage. Has a compartment for cord storage. It's a very not interesting device. This is for the German market. And yes, this is a German market. This was actually made for the German market because there was a time when Germany was inferior to the U.S. and Japanese and the U.S. But those were like inferior to the RCA and also inferior to the other brands like Sony, Akai, TK, or whenever the brand was. I think this was the whole thing about Grundig is actually they made the best tape recorders you have to find. And this was actually, you could see underneath, it was made in Germany. I think this was a German made, but for this tape recorder, it looks pretty good. If you don't know, this is something you have never ever seen it before on my channel, but this is a very, very rare, but you can't find, you don't find any of the Grundigs like that in one of those reel-to-reel machines or any tape recorders anywhere. Grundig made stuff from Germany, including TV, radios, stereo consoles, like known as the Grundig Majestic series, which was a console system where it has a turntable, an AM FM radio, the whole thing, which is a whole combination, and it's got the whole stuff. It was actually made around the time, and now they made refrigerators. Even today, they stopped making TVs and radios. Now they're making refrigerators. But this is a history that Grundig was actually companies founded in 1945. This was the same after World War II was over, and the Hitler was pretty much, yeah, and of course Adolf Hitler, whatever you can call that. There was a World War II prime minister named Adolf Hitler, and that's like Hitler and the war, the whole thing. But this is what Germany was made for these tape recorders. It was a very, very nice machine. So I hope you will enjoy this demonstration of this TK247 Deluxe reel-to-reel tape recorder made by the company named Grundig. And maybe in a future video I will be doing, I'll show you the inside of this unit, but it looks pretty interesting to see. It's great to have it in my own collection of old reel-to-reel decks. You can see the TK247 is actually, you can see it's out there. There's if you want to find, if you've seen another version of that has the German words, yeah, you could. It's difficult to find, but this is the American version. But this is like a Canadian version, but actually it's an international stuff. But yeah, this is an import from Germany, and this was made around 1968 or 67, and this is actually the Grundig TK247. Hope you all enjoy this video on this demonstration. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment below, and I will, like us, Facebook, whatever you can want to explain. But if you enjoy this video, just let me know. So, anyways, that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll be doing other stuff. This is Chris, and I will see you again later.